Hello Internet, and we're back. Another video on the Omnifactory mod pack. Today I want to show you guys a little bit about how we find and process ore. So to kind of get started in this mod pack, we've already upgraded to diamond furnaces, which I think I've showed in one of the previous videos. There's a whole set of furnaces here, starting with your basic furnace, going all the way up to diamond. There is an obsidian furnace as well, and each tier of furnace essentially adds a slot more for fuel or more, and adds more hopper slots, as I think of them, and adds more output slots, and they burn faster, or they complete the processing jobs faster. They don't burn faster, they just process the ores faster. So there's a pretty big difference between each tier, and it's very useful, especially early game. If you can sacrifice the materials to make these, it really increases your fuel efficiency, and lets you just put piles and piles of stuff in. So once you get to a certain point with a lot of these ores, you start needing to do more. And one of the first items that helps with that is a macerator, which I think Ramen moved. Let's find a macerator. There's a macerator. So a macerator takes ore, grinds it down into at least one and sometimes multiple dusts. The way we are running this right now is a very janky setup where we have a crate where you can dump a ton of ore. That goes into a hopper, feeds into the macerator, and then on the bottom of the macerator, if you take a GregTech wrench, then this is important, you get one of these. Look at that. I think I need to look up Darmstadium because it's Omnifactory. Darmstadium wrench. There we go. One of these guys. Doesn't have to be Darmstadian, but if you open it up, you can make it out of a whole bunch of different stuff. But you need one of these GregTech wrenches, and if you right-click on the side of one of these cubes, one of these machine blocks, it'll make a black hole or an orange hole, or it depends. There's various colors. But that hole then means that it can output, and then you click this orange button to automatically output. So what we have here is essentially a giant hopper system to let us batch process a ton of ore. And then we get a whole bunch of dusts. I'm not going to go into it on this video, but usually you start out with impure piles. You can then process those into pure piles. There's also tiny piles versus piles. But the short version is this is how we get started with ore doubling, because you get more dust. Each dust smelts into an ingot, and you get more this way. So this is the beginning of increasing your efficiency in ore processing. The other item to know here is you don't necessarily get the exact same things. As you can see, this almandine dust comes from almandine ore. It has aluminum, iron, silicon, and oxygen in it. So there are processing methods where we can get all of these listed elements out of these various dusts by subsequent processing, either through the electrolyzer or a centrifuge or remacerating. I think, in fact, let's see, if I go upstairs to our dusts, I might be able to show you what I mean. It's dark. Well, I think Ramen changed our storage again. I used to have a whole section up here for dust, but he might have processed everything down. Yeah, we had a hopper. We had a setup up here where we could take dusts and or crushed ore and turn it into dust. So I'm doing a very poor job of explaining this, but you crush your ore, you get a product, you can crush it again or do other things to it, and on down you go. The full flow chart for this is pretty complex, but one of my next videos is going to be turning our basement into a more proper ore processing center, where we add a few more steps to this, because we have plenty of room down here. I cleared this out a while ago, and we just have tons of room to get on with that. Okay, so I'm going to take a quick nap, and then I'm going to talk about how we get these ores in what I think is the most efficient way prior to some of the fancy automation in the late game. So we have a scanner. If I shift right click it, you can see we have a whole bunch of scanner modules in it. When the game starts, you'll have this in your inventory, and you will start with a module range, a module rare ores, and a module common ores. They each have an energy cost to use, but you really don't need to worry about it. This thing comes with so much energy when the game starts that it's not a problem. You can also store a bunch of cards in this scanner, which is just fantastic. And I'll get to that in a minute. So if I have that base set up, and I right click and hold down, it'll ping everything, and you can see there's some little holograms or whatever, wherever you look. And so if I do that again, I know there's some sort of ore deposit below me. The color is actually coded, so you'll start to learn it and internalize it. But where this gets really fun is if you look up scanner modules, you can make blank scanner modules, and they're pretty simple, circuit boards and a little bit of gold. And then you can make the block scanner module. All you need is a piece of stone, smooth stone, just stone, not cobblestone. Combine it with one of those blank cards, and you have a blank scanner card, block module card. And then, if you go and take any block of ore and place it in the world, let's see here. I think I was searching for Almudine at one point. I don't want to get rid of that. Let's go find something. Exciting video content. Maybe we processed it all. I'm not seeing any red. I'm going to ignore it. If you put a block down, any block at all, you could do it to a chest, you could do it to an ore, and then right click one of those blank module blocks, or scanner module block cards on it, it will key to that ore. This can be especially helpful early game for something like diamond ore, and that's the GregTech diamond ore, not the normal diamond ore. So then, another good thing is if you build another scanner module, these two scanner modules with range together will pretty much get you all the way down to bedrock. Now, I don't expect anything to show up right now, but that's okay. So, we're about to go hunt for some ore. I need to find more iron right now, so I'm going to pick yellow limonite. Yay! I'm also going to bring with me a couple of things. I'm going to bring a hammer, I'm going to bring a bed, a crate, and a work table. And this will be very obvious why I'm bringing those things later. So let's go outside. And let's just run a bit. Yay, Spider-Man. So, let's scan and see if I can find any limonite. Nothing yet. And this can take a little while. I'm going to cheat a little bit. You might have seen what just happened. But I have a tendency when I run around the world on ruin scavenging hunts to just pick an ore block and scan for it as I go, because I like to know where big veins are. We use lots of ore in this pack. And this is a handy way to do it. So let's try scanning again. Well, look at that. That is a lot of limonite. That's awesome. And it's much closer than the thing I had found before. Let's just double check and make sure that I actually still have limonite. Yes, I do. Great. So, scan one more time. Okay. So I'm going to come right about... I'm going to go to the edge of this. Which edge do I want? The edge closest to home seems good. Okay. Let's check one more time. Awesome. I am right on the edge. So, I'm just going to take out this tree, which is a little excessive, but that's fine. Awesome. And we're going to get my shovel if I have it. Yes. And you need so much ore in this pack that I've developed a couple of habits. Let me check the location one more time, because I want to land right in the middle here. Great. Okay, so now I'm just going to dig straight down, switch over to my hammer. Oh, what did we miss? Oh, some random seeds. Just going to go down a bit. I have nice armor, so it's a little safer for me to do this than normal. Check my depth. And, oh, I went too far. I hear lava. This will be interesting. Okay, let's just go that way a little bit, and go that way a little bit. And now we're going to start seeing what's happening. This is rather odd. Did I pick a bad location? Just slightly off. There it is. I'm going to switch night vision on because I have dark armor. Because Ramen has been just working on that endlessly. So, I have found the edge of my limonite vein. So what I'm going to do is just make sure that we're all nice and lit up around here. And then, because I'm going to strip mine this, I'm going to take my bed, my work table, and my crate. And I'm just going to throw those down over here. Come on, bed. Crate. There we go. And what this lets me do is very efficiently not worry about anything besides focusing on ore. So I'm just going to mine. What I like to do is find the edge of the cube. So I think we're right about there. If I walk outside of it, there we go. There's the edge of my cube. Great. So I can just kind of go through this whole cube. And this shouldn't take too long because I have some pretty nice tools. Did I hit the next edge? Almost there. Let's just go one step further. There we go. Ooh, right on the dirt. Well, we'll come back to that. So what I can do is clear out the entire first level and then just work my way down and pick everything up as I go. If you're really close to the surface, what I like to do is just take all the dirt out so that I can just make a giant pit mine so I don't have to worry about torches or anything else. If I turn night vision off, you can see obviously it gets pretty dark, so if you don't want things spawning on you, you can light it up. Otherwise, you can, like I said, just dig straight to the surface. We're pretty close, so this is one of those cases where I might actually do that. Then, if you're really close to the surface and it's nighttime, you can sleep, so you never need to use a single torch if you clear the top off. And then, the really cool part of bringing this work table is I only have so much inventory space. So why not make life easy and compress my cobble as I go? Double compressed cobble. And I can just save this here. I can put all my cobble in there. I can put all my ore in here. And then when I'm ready to go, once I've stripped out the entire vein, usually one vein will fill about your inventory in a satchel, then I can take everything out, fit it into my satchel and my inventory, take the compressed cobble, which only takes up a couple inventory slots, unpack all of this, and go home. So that's how I like to do strip mining out here. The other thing that this is really handy for early game, and what I recommend you do, is probably do an iron block and do an iron ore block, or a diamond ore block. The reason I recommend that, let's see if we find any, is that in this game, in this mod pack, you can find some very interesting deposits. I have dark iron leggings. That is what is letting me double and triple jump. I actually have full dark iron armor now. Because, as I said, Ramen loves dark iron armor. So now, I have that diamond saved. Oh, am I too far away? I shouldn't be. Maybe I strip mined it already. Let's turn my night vision back on. There it is. That is an entire vein of coal, diamond, and graphite. Very handy. And that's almost at bedrock. But 2 scanner modules for range, 1 block of diamond, boom. You can find stuff all over the place. And you can hop swap these guys like nothing. So yeah, those are my kind of initial thoughts on if you're having a hard time getting ore, how to do it. Look, there's another deposit over there. There's a deposit there. There's a deposit there. So if you just use the scanner, it really makes your life a lot easier in trying to find the ore you need in this game, in this mod pack, especially once you start realizing you need weird, funky ores. It's just a real lifesaver. That was a Enderman. I'm just trying to get back to where I was. I think I left my hole over here. Let's find out if I'm right. Yes. Whee! And now I can go to sleep and make it daytime. Very handy. So, there you go. Some early tips and tricks that you can do right from the start of the game. Crates are cheap, work tables are cheap, beds are cheap. Find a diamond vein and you'll be in diamond hammers as long as you want. Hope this helps, folks. We'll be back later with hopefully how we're doing some more advanced ore processing. Be careful and have fun, guys.